What's up? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and today I wanted to show you guys this little indoor outdoor drone from Snaptain for beginners. This is the Snaptain SP350 and a pretty awesome little drone. But first, I bought the box out along because I wanted to show you guys all that it comes with. So we have a user manual in here, pretty legible English. It is in multiple languages, but pretty legible is the English part, and it is nice illustration, all black and white though. Check it out, doing this with one hand, so bear with me. And also it comes with an extra set of props here, and we have a prop removal tool, and we have some spare screws in case you lost some of the screws that go to the drone, I guess. And this thing does come with 3 batteries. There's 2 here and there's 1 inside the drone still, and it also comes with this cool charging port here that comes with 2 outlets on it here. Check it out. So you can plug 2 of these guys up and have it charging. If you have a power bank along with you, or you're charging it in your car, you can be flying the one that's in the drone and charging the other 2 at the same time, and you can get some pretty nice decent fly time out with this little guy. So it has all of the buttons labeled, pretty nicely laid out for a beginner, pretty light. You have headless here, you have a flip button here, the emergency stop button here. Press this button, the drone just stops and falls, so it has to be an emergency. It should be an emergency before you try this one. You have to hold it down. And this is the speed button. It does have 3 speeds, low, medium, and high. And it does have trim buttons here. These are left and right trims here, and these trims over here are not to be confused with yaw trim. These are the forward and backwards trim. And we have an auto takeoff and auto landing, and we have the on and off button here. You can take off with this little guy by going both sticks to the lower outside corners to start the props to spin up, and then you can go up on the throttle side. It does have altitude hold, so we do have a spring-loaded throttle. And this thing also has a true headless mode, or a useful headless mode, I like to call it. This little quad, it actually remembers the direction that it's facing when you first power on, and it uses that direction as your heading. And so you can effectively use this to bring it back to yourself. If you lose your orientation and you need to bring it back, you can do that, just so as long as you have turned it on with the quad facing the direction and you're behind it, and you stay behind it when you're flying it. And it does have lights on it too. There's a red light back here and a white LED up front. And so I guess that's to help with orientation. And one last thing for beginners here. A lot of times the beginners get screwed up with the props. They don't understand that each prop have different pitches. Well, 2 of them have the same pitch. These 2 and these 2 have the same pitch. But these 2 props here and in this position here, they don't have the same pitch. The adjacent ones don't have the same pitch. And I have a video on my channel actually helping beginners out with that, showing them which prop goes where to get them back in the air, because a lot of beginners, when their props fly off, they never get back in the air because they don't understand that each prop is pitched differently. Pretty sure you guys can see that now. It's labeled A for the front prop and B for the back prop. This one is a B as well, and this one is an A over here. So pretty neat that they do that for beginners. They got you covered. Oh, and one last thing, batteries do go in this little hatch here. The battery is removable, so that's pretty awesome. It has a pH 2.0 connector there for the socket, and the transmitter takes 2 AA batteries, and you can remove that screw and leave it out because it does snap closed. So we're going to take off with this little guy. You can take off by tossing this as well once you bind it with the transmitter, but I don't know if we're going to do this this time, because I did it once before and it was a little windy, and I ended up actually, hold on, let's make sure it's facing this direction. It did. I tossed it before and it ended up being pulled away by the wind. Maybe I'll try it. Let's see. There's a little wind out here. Let me go to the highest speed. in case I have to bring it back. But let's just toss this little guy in the air. And the wind is taking it, but I think I could bring it back. Let me put my hat on. Okay, so let's bring this little guy back over here. Okay, so let's check it out. We're in high rates. Look like we're not going to be able to fly in any of the lower rates because the wind is just got this thing occupied to its fullest limit. It seems like this little guy can barely fight these winds out here. But let's do a yaw spin so you can see the speed of the yaw. That's the speed of the yaw. Let's bring them back down. It does have a flip button. Let's check out some flips. And that was the flip. Let me pick it up a little higher. Hopefully you guys can see it better up there. It flips in all directions. Oh, let's bring them back down. The wind's trying to take them. I might do another video with this guy indoors because the wind seems to be a lot for this little guy. You can't really see all the rates. Man, and I'm fighting hard trying to beat this wind over here. The wind's trying to take me off into the distance. I guess it flies harder backwards than it does forward. Can't seem to bring it back that easy flying forward. Okay, so we're back over here. Let's see, I wanted to show you guys the headless mode. I don't know if the picture's going to be that strong on headless mode, so I might have to come out of headless mode once I demonstrate it. But let's spin it around. And I'm in headless mode now. And see, it remembered that heading since I turned it on facing in front of me. Now it remembers, and I can effectively bring it back if I lost orientation. So let's come out of headless mode now. So really nice stable drone. I was flying it indoors and it tries to stop once you let off the inputs. Once you're flying fast forward in a stable wind environment, when you let off the input, it wants to stay in the same spot. But I can't really show you guys that out here because the breeze is just constantly pulling it away. Let's see if I can show you guys this other thing. It tries to keep its orientation as well. If you spin it around, it'll try to spin back to its normal direction it was facing. I don't know if you guys can see that the red light is facing me still. Let's try it again. Grab this little guy, turn him around this way, and check it. It turns back around to keep its heading. So I guess I'm not really going to be able to show you guys much more. The wind is really trying to pull it away from me. I guess we can try that emergency stop button. Actually, let's do the auto landing button first. See if it comes down. You can control it while it's coming down for a landing. Check it out. So it landed. And we're going to go both sticks to the outside lower corners to start the props to spinning and take it back up. Let's do an emergency stop from down low. And it just drops like a hot potato. But once you turn it right side up and go up and down on the left stick, it'll be ready to take off again. Let's press the auto takeoff button. And so we're up in the air with her again. And pretty much that's it. The wind's trying to pull her away again. A gust of wind. still in high rate, so I am able to combat it. But if I was to go into low rate or even medium rate, this little guy will have no chance against the wind out here. It shines a little more indoors, and the props are protected from crashes indoors, so I would recommend keeping this little guy indoors. But on a calm day, you can have a lot of fun with this little guy outdoors. It doesn't fly away on you or anything. When I tossed it and it took off before, it sort of got taken away by the wind, but I didn't regain control of it, but it just ended up coming down and landing before it flew too far away. So that was pretty cool that it did that instead of just carrying on with the breeze. Not sure if I was just lucky or not, but it did descend fairly quickly after it got some distance away from me, and it just landed. It looked like it was programmed that way. And one other thing with this little guy, it has an audible LVC coming from the transmitter. Check it out. So it lets you know when the drone is at LVC, when you need to bring it back in and land it. And it lands on its own too. So that's it. Pretty cool little beginner drone from Snaptain, the SP350. Pretty awesome. Thanks for watching.